Here we are, guys, in part 14 of this story. What if Naruto was being trained by Madara and Hashirama? Please remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Now, let's begin. Kotetsu and Izuma were standing by the gate looking bored out of their minds when they see a charging form in a dust cloud. What the? Kotetsu asked. Ha. 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 Gangway. Came the shouting cry as Guy came into view with an exasperated and exhausted Kakashi slung over his back. There's the finish line, Guy yelled. Then he crossed over the gate. He held his hands up with glee. First place. Just then Lee ran behind him. I came in second place. Lee says triumphantly. Why are they racing? Kotetsu asked. Beats me, Izuma said. You need to train harder, Lee, Guy said. Right. I will work harder so that I can come in first place next time. Lee responded. Actually, I have something disappointing to tell you. What is it? My poor Lee, you weren't second, you came in third place. They are ridiculous as ever, eh, Nii-san? Naruto asks. Yeah, unfortunately. Neji responds. Let's take Kakashi to the hospital, then report to Lady Tsunade. Naruto look at Kakashi, of course. Guy says. Then they walk towards the hospital, and then after a little bit Tsunade shows up followed by Shizune. Good work, Kakashi. Tsunade says. Tsunade-sama. Kakashi says as he tries to get up only to fall back down. You shouldn't move, Kakashi-sensei. Sakura says, concerned. When I looked you over earlier you were completely exhausted. Yeah. Looks like that new Sharingan takes some mastering. You're right. For the time being, don't overdo it for the time being and get plenty of rest. Right. Team Guy, you've done well. Rest for today and submit your report tomorrow. Yes, ma'am. Guy says, let's go, Shizune. Yes, ma'am. Shizune responds. Then she and Tsunade walk out and Sakura runs after her. Well, if this is all, I'm going back to my house and that's where I'll be for the rest of today. Naruto says and walks off. While Naruto keeps walking, eventually he sensed a chakra source watching him. Just then an ink lion comes charging in, but Naruto jumps over the lion and smashed it with his gunbai and it dispersed into a puddle of ink. Then Naruto vanished and then he reappeared and brought down the gunbai and it was dodged by a man with a black and red outfit. If you're going to sneak up on a sensory type, then you're going to have to suppress your chakra signature. I'll keep this in mind, thank you. The boy responds. But I have to ask, the way you fight, do you have any balls at all? Do you really want to dance with me, because it won't end well, Naruto said, smiling. Oh, dancing, I hope you're not coming onto me. Well, you really are stupid, you shouldn't challenge me, I could destroy you in a heartbeat. Let's see it then. Naruto then swings his scythe, which the boy dodges only to get slammed by the gunbai. The Naruto jumps back and stabs the gunbai in the ground and starts weaving hand signs. Fire style, Grand Fireball Jutsu. Naruto spits out the roaring fireball and the boy's eyes widen in shock. Then he draws more lions on his scroll and with a hand sign they come springing to life and shoot at Naruto, but Naruto grabs his gunbai and holds it out like a shield. Uchiha reflection. Then the lions collide and the gunbai glows and the lions are blasted right back toward the boy. Shit. Just then the boy jumped back, dodging all the attacks, but eventually Naruto sliced and formed hand seals and jumped over the boy and placed his hand on the boy's neck and a paralysis seal spread over the boy. Now why are you here? Naruto asked. I'm here to test your mettle against mine to see if I'd be saving you on the battlefield. A likely response, but now let's see why you are really here. Naruto activates his Mangekyo and then using his Susanoo he grabs the boy and locks eyes with him. Tsukuyomi. Instantly the boy got a glazed look in the eye. I was sent here by Danzo-sama and Tsunade-sama to be your new teammate. My name is Sai. So what does Danzo want with us? My mission is to keep an eye on the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, and if I see an opportunity to. He was cut off suddenly. What happened? The seal on my tongue prevents me speaking of my mission to anyone except those Danzo-sama allow me to. Thank you for your honesty. Naruto smiles, then with a hand sign he released Sai from the genjutsu. Welcome to the team, Sai. Then Naruto gets a serious look on his face. But if you ever attack me again I will kill you. Good to know. Now where's our third teammate? Normally that's Hinata-chan, but Sakura is currently filling the position for right now. Now if you will excuse me, I have things to do. Naruto leapt off towards his compound, and when he opened the door he saw Hinata, Ino and Haku sparring in the backyard. Naruto walked out just as they finished training. Naruto-kun. They all glomped him and Naruto smiled as he hugged them all and gave them a kiss. Now you all want some help training? I'll give you a hand. Thanks Naruto-kun, you can see how far I've progressed under your regime, Ino said, taking a fighting stance. "Very well, let's dance," Naruto said, dropping into his Dragon Interceptor stand. Then they both charged one another, exchanging blows. Naruto and Ino separated and Naruto held out his hand. "Enough, I've learned more than enough. You've become rather powerful. I'm impressed. You dance rather well." "Thank you, Naruto-kun," Ino says, then she smiles. "But flattery will get you nowhere with me." "What now? I'm getting criticized for telling the truth." "Now about your stance, I can teach you how to use the first Sword Fist, but that will take time and your power is at the level where I can teach it to you. But we'll save that for another day." Naruto turns to the other and sees Haku and Hinata still sparring. Then he walks back into the house, and then when he walks back into the kitchen and he saw his uncle walking into the kitchen with his underwear and an eat shit grin on his face. "I see you had a wonderful date, but you've been out for 3 days?" "No, but I've been with Mikado. We've really falling for one another, and last night well, you know, Bo Chica wow wow." "What's with the noises? Unless, God, am I going to have a cousin?" Mikaru blushed a deep crimson. "And no, not yet." Mikaru stutters. "Anyway, I'm just getting Mikoto-chan something to drink. Right now, if you will excuse me, I've got some things to do. Here's to hoping nothing else happens. I just want some time to relax." Naruto says, heading up to his room, and then he lied down on the bed, and just as he closes his eyes he sensed a chakra source outside the gate. "Naruto-kun, there's an Anbu outside asking for both of us." Naruto heard Hinata's voice calling from downstairs. "Fuck." Naruto cursed, got back up and walked downstairs. Then the Anbu bowed. "Uzumaki-sama, Tsunade-sama has asked for you and Hinata-sama's presence in her office in regards to intel that we received from Sakura Haruno," the Anbu said. "All right, we'll be right there." Naruto and Hinata walked out and then leapt towards the Hokage's office. When they arrived, Naruto saw Sai and a Jounin with brown hair and a face mask similar to Tobirama's. "You?" Naruto growled. "Hello again," Sai said as he smiled. "Naruto-kun, you know who this is?" Hinata asked. "Yeah, he attacked me trying to, and I quote, test your mettle against mine to see if I'd be saving you on the battlefield. But I quickly handed him his ass. As expected from my Rikudo-kun." Hinata kissed Naruto on the lips and then smiled. Naruto attacked her lips and a passionate kiss, and after a few seconds Tsunade coughed, bring their attention back to her. "Now that you are done with that, I have a mission for the 5 of you." "5? But isn't a shinobi squad usually 1 captain and 3 subordinates?" Sakura asked. "Yes, normally you'd be right, but this mission is high-ass ranked and will require the utmost caution, and coupled with the fact that I won first prize in the lottery this morning and with a grand prize of 30 million ryo, I'm not taking any chances." "Well, that's a very bad omen." Naruto's eyes narrowed. "I'm confused. How is Tsunade-sama winning the grand prize a bad omen?" Hinata asked. "Her nickname is the legendary sucker due to her bad luck at gambling, so if she wins big then something bad happens, so for her to win such a huge amount doesn't bode well for any of us." "Well, I hope I won't have to end up saving you, Dickless," Sai said. "Calling me that will only make me angry, and believe me when I say that would be bad for you, because the last time I got pissed off I nearly killed Orochimaru of the Sannin. Then I'll be sure to watch myself then. And you, if you piss me off you won't be walking out of this mission in one piece." Hinata snarled. "Enough," Tsunade said, bringing their attention back to her. Tsunade then pointed to the Jounin. "This is Yamato. He will be filling in for Kakashi while he recovers from overusing his new Sharingan." "Nice to meet Yamato," Naruto says, smiling. "Nice to meet you too, Naruto, but you seem a bit weary of me. Your chakra emulates that of a Senju, but to be more specific, Hashirama Senju." "What?" Hashirama shouted. "Well, you're very accurate and quite the sensory type," Yamato responded. "Yes, but I sense that it's a very sensitive topic, so I'll leave it be. Thank you, Naruto. Your mission is to go to the Heaven and Earth Bridge and meet with a spy working for Orochimaru, but under command of the late member for the Akatsuki Sorcery of the Red Sand," Tsunade said. "What's the catch?" Naruto asked. "The catch is that his information will lead to the retrieval of Sasuke Uchiha. Looks like we get to see Sasuke again, eh, Hinata-chan?" Naruto smiles. "Yeah, it'll be just like old times." Hinata replies. "Only this time Sasuke will try and kill us, so don't take him lightly. Right now pack up and we'll meet at the front gate in an hour," Yamato said to the 4 before him. "Yes sir." Naruto, Hinata, Sai and Sakura said, then they ran off to gather their things. Naruto and the other were standing before Yamato. "Alright, we're heading out. We've got 6 days to reach the Hidden Grass Village and the Heaven and Earth Bridge, so let's get moving," Yamato said. "Yes sir." Then the 5 of them leap off towards the Hidden Grass. "Hang on, Sasuke," Naruto thought. "We're on their way." After a few hours of travel they arrived in a nearby town. Naruto, I sense that you and Sai are still having some issues with trust and I want to do some trust-building exercises, Yamato said. Well, when you attack someone for basically no reason it kind of kills any feelings of trust. Well, you do have a point there. Then Yamato gets a dark look. So I give you a choice, get along willingly, I can go with more draconic methods. You think you're scary? Naruto said, raising an eyebrow. I'll show you scary. Naruto makes a hand sign and starts laughing in a demonic voice. Having heard that laugh before, Hinata avoids soiling herself, but Sai, Sakura and Yamato looked at Naruto with fear. What was that? Sakura asked. My demon laugh jutsu seems good at scaring people. Well, moving on, ruling you through fear isn't going to work, so can we just get along? Yamato said, sweating. Sounds good to me. Naruto smiled. Hey, we've got a few days and why don't we stop here for a bit and relax? Sakura asked. Sure, sounds like fun, Hinata said. Alright, we'll stop for a day, after all it is getting late, Yamato said. A few hours later, Naruto, Sakura, Hinata, Sai and Yamato were soaking in the bathhouses. Ah, now this is relaxing, am I right? Yeah, sure, but there is something bothering me, I'll be right back, Naruto said, and he got out. Hinata had her Byakugan activated and she was watching Naruto, a lecherous grin on her face that would make Jiraiya proud. Hinata, what are you doing? Sakura asked. And nothing, Hinata said quickly. Were you peeping on Naruto? No. Hinata blushed and looked away. Yes you were, Sakura said with a barely concealed laugh. Keep your voice down, will you? Hinata hissed. Well, don't leave me in the dark here, Sakura whispered back. He's hung like an ox and he's got the body of a god, but he's kind to all three of us, so don't worry. If he hurts you he'll answer to me, Sakura said. By the way, how did you get your boobs to grow that big? I mean, they aren't natural, are they? There are, call it a curse of the Hyuga clan's female population, but I can teach you a jutsu that can help. I heard it was developed by the Hidden Cloud Village. Ironic how I learned a jutsu developed by the country that tried to kidnap me. Who developed it? Nobody knows, but in exchange for some healing lessons I'll teach it to you. Oh come on, I'm not that good. Sakura blushed. You were taught by Tsunade herself, I'm sure you pick up a few things, and I would like to learn how to wield her monstrous strength I heard you used to defeat Sasori of the Red Sands, and that's quite the feat. Alright, I teach you, but for now let's leave. Alright. Hinata and Sakura got out, and when they got into towels and then bathrobes they walked out, and Naruto was standing there, his Sharingan spinning. Hinata, we need to talk, Naruto said, a serious look on his face. Shit. Hinata cursed. I forgot he was a sensory type. Naruto walked off towards the room they shared, and when they walked in Naruto looked at Hinata. If you wanted to see me naked all you had to do was ask, Hinata-chan, but don't ever do something like that in public again. Do I make myself clear? Naruto said, a stern look on his face. Yamato and the others had arrived at the Heaven and Earth Bridge, and Yamato looked at the others. We've arrived a bit early, so we're going to practice restraining techniques. Yamato said. Right, we'll take care of it, Naruto said. Then the four of them got to work setting up and planning to capture Sasori's spy. When the day finally arrived, Yamato used a wood-style transformation to take the form of Hiruko. Now tell me when I get Sasori's voice right, Yamato said. Gotcha. Yamato kept practicing until he got it exactly right. Let's begin. Sasori said. Then after a while a cloaked figure walked onto the bridge and Sasori walked on at the other end. It's good to see you again, Sasori-sama. The spy says this chakra. Naruto thinks shocked. It's Kabuto. What is Kabuto doing here? Madara asked. That's my question, isn't he deadly loyal to Orochimaru? Hashirama asked. It's a trap. Naruto started to jump out, but Hinata held him back. Naruto-kun, what's wrong? Hinata asked. This is a trap. Kabuto is deadly loyal to Orochimaru. He means to kill Sasori, and the moment he attacks, Captain Yamato will be given away as he doesn't know Sasori's fighting style. Are you sure? So Dixai starts, but when Naruto blasts him with ki he stops. So tell me about the hideouts in Sasuke Uchiha. Sasori said. There are multiple hideouts, not just in the Hidden Sound but all over the world. He switches from one location to the next each week to keep his whereabouts hidden. Orochimaru's spies sneak and set them up and manage them in his absence. But he makes use of so many different methods to switch locations, so tracking him isn't easy. Kabuto says. Where is he now? Currently, he's concealed himself on an island in a northern lake, and will move in 3 days. Sasuke Uchiha is there. By the way. Kabuto starts, then turns as he hears a rustling and he rockets around and then sees it's just a rabbit. Just a rabbit, huh? Meanwhile in the trees Orochimaru starts walking towards them as his snake eats the brown rabbit that had spooked Kabuto. About that matter you ordered me to look into. There were protective seals around the body he transferred out of, so I was able to obtain cell samples as you requested. Just then Naruto felt a dark presence enter his range. Orochimaru. I see. Sasori says. If you please hurry up and give me the item you promised me. I can't afford to stay here long, I'll be killed if he finds out I'm here with you. Kabuto continues. Fine. Yamato starts sweating. This is bad, I have no choice but to act now. Yamato drew a kunai and was about to charge. What an interesting conversation, mind if I join in? Orochimaru appears behind him. He was followed. That outfit reminds me of the good old days, Sasori. Orochimaru said. You followed Kabuto? Sasori growls. Don't rude, Sasori, I wanted to thank you for sending me this kid, he's been really useful. Naruto starts getting up and prepares to leap forward, but Sakura stopped him. We can't move until Yamato gives the signal, Sakura said. If this continues any longer Kabuto will strike, and this won't end well if we don't strike now. Just then Kabuto makes a chakra scalpel and swings down, slicing Yamato's transformation head off, and Yamato jumped out clutching his arm. Striking Shadow Snake. Orochimaru called out and snakes rocketed from his sleeve and they bit down, but Yamato escaped using a wood-style escape. Wood-style substitution you must be. Orochimaru-sama, is this Sasori's real body? Kabuto asked. No. Kabuto, don't tell me that in all your years of being Sasori's spy you never seen the real Sasori? He was always hidden in his puppets. It was a bit creepy if you ask me. What's going on? Yamato asked. Kabuto, you were supposed to be an Akatsuki spy. You were supposed to have been trapped in Sasori's technique. Orochimaru-sama dispelled that technique a long time ago. So you switched sides but pretended you were still under Sasori's control. Is Orochimaru controlling you now? Not that's it, not at all, I just sympathize with Orochimaru-sama's cause, that's all. And by the way, who are you? We were planning to kill Sasori here, but that seems to go awry. I'll tell you all about him later, Kabuto. Now then, why don't you call out the 4 little rats hiding behind you? He's seen though everything. Yamato thinks, then he makes the hand signal and Naruto, Hinata, Sai and Sakura jumped out. You again? Kabuto said. A face I've seen many times before, and now the Kyuubi kid has been brought along, Orochimaru said smiling. Naruto glared at Orochimaru, his Sharingan spinning. Let's see who's gotten stronger, you or Sasuke-kun. Naruto started glowing with his chakra. Let's show him what you're made of, kid, Kurama said. Right. Naruto then stated, glowing with Kurama's power. Oh, this is interesting. Orochimaru said. Sasuke isn't your toy. Naruto growled, and 3 tails grew and Naruto rocket past Kabuto and slash at Orochimaru, sending him flying back. Then Kabuto charged Naruto, but Naruto spun around. Roar. And Kabuto went flying back and smacked into Sakura, knocking her out. What is that power? Sai thought, shocked. Orochimaru just then walked back, have his face ripped off. You've really come along as a Jinchuriki, Naruto-kun, Orochimaru said. It makes sense now why he was chosen to be your watchdog. Shut the fuck up. Naruto rocketed forward, and then the chakra fist extended forward and slammed Orochimaru in the gut. Okay, that hurt. Orochimaru locked eyes with Naruto, and after a few seconds he was dragged into Naruto's mind, and then he saw Kurama standing before him. Then Kurama let loose a furious roar and Orochimaru faded away. Oh my shit. Naruto charged again, then slammed his palm onto the ground and he destroyed the bridge. Orochimaru jumped back and so did the others, but because Sakura was unconscious she started sliding off. Sai pulled out his scroll and started painting a gigantic bird. Naruto jumped after Orochimaru and followed him into the forest. Hinata, catch Sakura, Yamato shouted out. Right, Hinata said, and she grabbed her, and Sai jumped off and landed on the bird and flew to where Naruto and Orochimaru were. Naruto kept slashing at Orochimaru, but he kept dodging with the agility of a snake. Eventually Orochimaru started vomiting out snakes with blades in their mouths. Naruto then grew 9 tails and had them wrap around him. Let's go, Kurama version 2. Naruto said. Right, kid. Kurama responded. Naruto exploded outwards with power and then a fox skeleton. Okay, Orochimaru said disconcertedly. Die, Naruto roared out. Then he charged Orochimaru, and then when the snakes charged him Naruto slammed his palm on the ground and obliterated them. He also destroyed the bird that Sai was riding on. After 5 minutes of slashing and hacking, Orochimaru shot out a snake from his arm, and when it wrapped around Naruto it started to wither away. I see, so nothing living can touch your skin. Yeah, and you're dead. Naruto charged and rammed into Orochimaru, ripping him in half. Then snakes shot up from the torso and from the legs, and they intertwined and eventually they sew Orochimaru's body back together. You're a very interesting child, Naruto-kun. You've mastered the power of the Kyuubi, so how does it feel? The power of a perfect Jinchuriki is something you will never experience for yourself, so shall we continue our little dance? Naruto started gathering chakra bubbles, both red and blue, and started gathering both at his mouth, forming a purple ball. Then he compressed it and Orochimaru jumped back. Even I would die if I took a direct from that much condensed chakra. Naruto then reached up with his mouth and ate the chakra ball, then his belly expanded. How are you going to fight me now with that huge mass of chakra restricting your movements? Then Naruto's form started expanding. So it's like that, huh? Orochimaru bit his thumbs. Let's go, Kurama. Right. Kurama responded. Tailed Beast Bomb, Naruto shouted, then fire the blast of chakra at Orochimaru. Triple Rashomon. The 3 demon gates rose up, and when the ball of chakra connected, it exploded. At first the barrier held and Orochimaru smirked, then the walls fractured under the power and were obliterated. Impossible. Then there was a huge explosion and Orochimaru was nearly obliterated. When the smoke cleared, Orochimaru was upside down and still. Then Naruto jumped back only to be struck by the emerging Orochimaru's head with his snake sword extending from his mouth. Then he was sent crashing into the bridge area. Naruto-kun. Hinata calls out. Stay back, I'm fine. Naruto responds and pushes the blade aside, then he charged Orochimaru again. How not even my snake sword could pierce his skin, I don't understand. Orochimaru thinks, shocked. Lariat, Naruto roared and rammed into Orochimaru, ripping off his head, then he landed back in the clearing. You're rather impressive, Naruto-kun. Orochimaru's voice calls and Naruto turns to see Orochimaru emerging from the wound like how a snake sheds its skin. And you're dead. Naruto rockets forward, slashing, then he punched the air with such force that Orochimaru felt as he had been sucked with the force of a freight train. Another time perhaps. Orochimaru vanished into the earth. Naruto dispels Kurama's chakra and went back to his friends. Naruto-kun, Hinata said, and she ran over and hugged him. I'm fine, Hinata-chan. Hey, where's Sai? Naruto said, looking around. I don't. Where he went back towards where Orochimaru was. Damn, I knew I sensed darkness in heart. Naruto got up and the others ran after Sai's chakra signature. Sai slipped through the trees and then landed in front of Orochimaru. Who are you? Orochimaru asked. My name is Sai and I have a message from Danzo-sama, Sai said, pulling out an envelope, and he handed it to Orochimaru. Come with me, boy. Yes, Lord Orochimaru. Sai leapt after Orochimaru and Kabuto, who had joined them again. After they left the area, Naruto and the others came into view. Naruto-kun, didn't you mark him with your Hiroshin formula? Hinata asked. Unfortunately I didn't, it never occurred to me. Naruto admitted ashamedly. It's alright, Naruto, just because you're the Rikudo-senin doesn't mean you will think of everything, Sakura said. We've got to focus now. I know Danzo is a slippery bastard, so this mission could involve anything, Yamato said. Right. The others said. Orochimaru slammed his palm on the ground and a door opened up in the side of the mountain they were at. Follow me, Sai. Your room is the 5th door on the left from the main hall. Yes, Lord Orochimaru. Sai said. But first let's introduce you to Sasuke-kun, as you'll be his ally from now on. Of course. Sai followed Orochimaru, and when they walked in, Sai saw a pair of Sharingan eyes glaring at him. Just who is this? Sasuke's voice came asking from the darkness. This is Sai. He's a member of Danzo's route. He's going to be helping me with some plans that I want to carry through with the leaf. Orochimaru responded. Whatever, well, if you need me I'll be training. Don't bother me. Sasuke jumped down, and as he passed Sai, Sasuke stopped. If you get in my way I'll kill you, so don't try anything. Of course, Sai said, and he smiled. Just then an explosion rocked the entire base. Fuck. Sasuke cursed. What is it, Sasuke-kun? Orochimaru asked. Naruto's here, and based on this chakra he's not happy. This base is like a maze, so don't worry about him finding you. He's a sensory type, remember? He know where we are anyway. Oh right. Kabuto started sweating as a huge killer intent blasted through the entire facility. Orochimaru. Naruto's demonic voice roared through the facility. Come out of hiding, coward. Oh crud. Orochimaru started sweating. Naruto was walking forward as version 1 Jinchuriki form, 3 tails swinging behind him. Let's see here. Sai's chakra signature is resonating room to my left. Orochimaru's chakra is resonating from the same room as Sasuke's, and Kabuto is cowering in fear from my killer intent. So let's take out Orochimaru then avenge the third and then I'll return with Sasuke. Alright Naruto, now let's show Orochimaru just how powerful the Rikudo Sennin truly is, Madara said smiling. Drown in despair, this is the power of Naruto Uzumaki. Divine power. Naruto rushed forward and he drew his gun by, and when Sound Ninja charged him, Naruto just sliced them to pieces, tearing through them. Then he deactivated Kurama's power. He suddenly felt size chakra near Sasuke's and suddenly a huge explosion rocked the base. And Naruto ran towards the source of the explosion, and when he arrived, Hinata, Sakura, Sai and Yamato were standing in a crater, and at the ledge of the hole was Sasuke. "Is that you, Hinata?" Sasuke asked. "Sasuke-san," Hinata said. "And I see Naruto has joined us as well." "Sasuke," Naruto said. "It's been a while, Naruto, 3 years in fact. How's your vision these days?" "As clear as ever. I saved those eyes to combat you," Sasuke chuckled. "Your eternal Mangekyo can no longer defeat me." "This will be interesting. Let's see how those cursed eyes of his have grown." Kurama smiled. "So who's this?" Sasuke looked at Sai. "My replacement?" "Yeah, but if you come back to Konoha we can become Team 7 again," Naruto said. "There is only one bond I have now. The bond with my brother, and it's a bond of hatred." Naruto looked at Sasuke. "So that's all we meant to you, a means to an end. What happened to our bond, Sasuke? We were like brothers and you turned on me for power, for your Mangekyo Sharingan. As much as I hate my brother, the Mangekyo Sharingan is what I needed to defeat him. Now he and I share the same cursed power, but I know it won't stop you. That's why I'm going to kill you. Right here and now, and steal your ocular prowess, and with the Sharingan and Rinnegan combined my brother will be powerless against me." Naruto activates his Sharingan and looks at Sasuke. "That will not be as easy as you think it is. Many have tried to steal my eyes from me, but it never worked. I was too powerful, and now the Akatsuki has given me 3 years, and now I could take on all 9 of them and win without breaking a sweat. And you power is great, Sasuke, but right now you aren't at Itachi's level. And he can't stop me, so kill you for me would be child's play." "Then prove it." Sasuke draws his blade and charges Naruto. "Then we dance." Naruto drew his gun by and blocked Sasuke's strike. "What, how my sword can't be blocked?" Surprised Sasuke. "But this gun by of mine is indestructible, and by channeling wind chakra through it I can stop your sword, filed as it is with lightning chakra. Wind chakra has a superiority to lightning chakra, and with my Rinnegan I can use all 5 chakra natures." "Fuck. Almighty push." Sasuke gets blasted back, and Naruto then swings his gun by. Gun by wind wall. "Seems I will need these eyes after all." Sasuke activates his Mangekyo. "Don't look at Sasuke's eyes, only I can combat his ocular prowess." "I'm ready when you are, Kit," Kurama said. "Thanks to your training I can now fully resist the Sharingan. Let's show him the power of our bond." "Yeah, let's go, Kurama." Naruto lets Kurama's power spread over his skin, forming the 9th tail of the initial Jinchuriki form. Then he locked yes with Sasuke, and instantly he realized his mistake and felt the pull of his mindscape. When Naruto opened his eyes he was in front of Kurama's forest den, and Sasuke was standing next to him. "So this is your power, Uchiha," Kurama said, his tail swinging. "You've done well to become this powerful. The power of those eyes, and a chakra that is more sinister than my own. You remind me of Madara Uchiha from the elder days." "Why, thank you, Kyuubi. I am honored that you would consider me on par with Madara." Sasuke smiled. "Unfortunately, young Uchiha, you are still far from my level." Madara's voice came and he stepped out from the shadows. "Well then I'll just have to work harder to reach your level. I wish you luck, young Uchiha." "Well Naruto, I've developed a new jutsu. I call it Kirin. It's my most powerful lightning jutsu. Would you like to see the hand signs?" "Sure, and in exchange I'll teach you mine." "You developed a lightning jutsu?" "Yeah, and I nearly killed Datara the Mad Bomber with it." "What's it called?" "Wrath of the Thunder God." "Alright, and I wanted to talk to you about someone I met, and she's a living relative of yours." "Who is it?" "Karen Uzumaki. Since you're her only living relative, I wanted to ask you if I could date her." "Sure, just treat her right, or not even death itself will save you from my wrath." "Yes sir," Sasuke says, squeaking. "Now let me show you the hand signs for Kirin." "Right." Sasuke then made the hand signs and Naruto copied them with his Sharingan. "That reminds me, how do you have the Sharingan?" The sage had both Rinnegan and Sharingan, but he never found a way to fuse their powers, and I must admit I am far from finding a solution. But the Rinnegan's and Sharingan's power is within me, and that's why I said taking my eyes wouldn't be easy. "I guess you're right. Now what are the hand signs for Wrath of the Thunder God?" Dragon then rat, but you have to use Amaterasu and high fire jutsu to heat up the atmosphere, so I don't recommend you use it until you have the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Noted. Now let's get moving. Orochimaru still trusts me, so I can't break the illusion just yet. Sasuke winks and then Naruto's mindscape shatters like glass and Naruto was glaring at Sasuke. Naruto charged forward and slashed at Sasuke, then drew his gun by and slammed it into Sasuke's head and kicked him in the chest. Sasuke jumped back and started weaving hand signs that Naruto recognized. He's going to use Kirin. Just as he finished the last hand sign, Orochimaru appeared and grabbed Sasuke's hand. There is no need to use the jutsu, save it for later, Sasuke-kun, and let these people live. They will eliminate the other Akatsuki, leaving your path to Itachi clear, Orochimaru said. Fuck off, Orochimaru, I will exact my revenge how I see fit, Sasuke said. Still using foul language at Orochimaru-sama, Kabuto said as he appeared next to them. Very well, I will listen for now. Let's go, Orochimaru said, and they disappeared in swirl of flames. Damn it. Naruto swore. Well, this is kind of a kick in the pants, Hinata said. Well, let's head back to the village, Yamato said. Right, Sakura said. Konan was standing in the chamber next to Nagato. Nagato-kun, I know you're in pain, but there is nowhere else to turn. He's our best bet for finding someone to give you new powers. Besides, if what I heard is true, then he'll be more than willing to help you, Konan said. He's still our target clan member or not. Even if what you say is true, I don't think he'll be willing to help us, Nagato responded. Well, I'll ask him, but I'll do so discreetly. Konan shed her Akatsuki cloak and donned a travel cloak. Naruto was sitting at Ichiraku enjoying a bowl after the disaster of the previous mission. Suddenly his head shot up, and that's when Maekaru showed up. What's up? The Hiraishin formula I left on Yugito-chan is agitated. Something's going on in the land of lightning, Maekaru says as he glances towards the northeast. And it's a safe bet the Akatsuki are behind it. Yeah. Maekaru drops the cash for the bill. You're going then? Yeah, I am. Very well, then I'm coming with you. Maekaru notices Naruto about to rebut by saying no. I'm coming with you because when the Akatsuki is involved, you leave nothing to chance, no matter how strong you may be. Give me until this 10-minute hourglass runs out and I'll meet you at the gate fully geared up, Maekaru says before her eye shining away. Naruto was waiting at the gate periodically watching the hourglass. All geared up? Naruto asked as Maekaru appeared. Lead the way, Captain. I already set this action up as a S-rank mission with the Hokage, Maekaru said. Who's the most rockin' uncle in the leaf? Maekaru pointed to himself. This guy. Naruto Hiraishin jumps first, followed by Maekaru. As Yugito's battle with the Akatsuki was winding down, it was clear they came prepared because Ni was cursed by the Jashinist practitioner of the Akatsuki and was losing. Come on, hurry up and get here, Naruto. Ni, Yugito thinks as she was fighting to stay alive. As Hidan was about to administer the crippling hit, Hidan's spike broke in two, then he felt a blast of air slam into him. He looked up to see a blonde ninja, but his surprises wouldn't stop there. Hidan was out of that circle, which made his technique work, and a yellow flash had blown the circle he made and all other sights around and near him to bits. Impossible, he's, Kakazu said to himself. Supposed to be dead, Maekaru said, finishing his sentence. Hey Kakuzu, who is this cocksucker? Hidan asked. I'm brother to Minato Namikaze and the second yellow flash. Maekaru is my name. Maekaru looked at Naruto. Alright Naruto, take Ni and withdraw. I'll be along in 10 minutes max. You better come back or Mikoto will have my hide for leaving you behind, Naruto said, grabbing Yugito and picking her up bridal style. Don't worry bud, now go. Yes sir. Naruto vanished in a burst of speed. Kakuzu, stay out of this fight. I'll be offering this guy up to Lord Jashin. The fact that Hidan character is a product of the Jashin experiment I heard that was conducted in the Land of Rain. Maekaru leaps over a charging Hidan's head, deploying HDB. As he pulls his kunai out, he tries using his scythe to cleave him in two, but Maekaru dodges by throwing his kunai to a nearby wall. The HDB blows, cutting him up. Hey, like your little toy can hurt me, no matter shithead, I'll get you somehow. Ha, I like to see you Jashinist pussy, Maekaru said. Okay, so cuts like that won't work. Hidan charges again. Maekaru responds by her eye shining to a wall. Damn it, stay still, Hidan said. Duck. Why should I? You need my blood. That is a piece of how you brought Yugito to her knees, right? Maekaru said with his claws sunk into Hidan. That hurts, Hidan says, glaring. Has this guy figured out my moves? Hidan, stop fooling around, Kakuzu said as he was going for a haymaker, only for Maekaru to Hiraishin out of the way. Shadow clone jutsu, Maekaru says as 39 additionals appear. The 39 clones probe Kakuzu only for his abilities to make short to moderate work. Kakuzu looks around for Maekaru. "Alright, where are you?" Kakuzu says to himself, ignoring a complaining Hidan about him ignoring his request to stay out of his fight. "Well, regular attacks like thrown kunai won't work and stabbing vital spots won't work, so what if I do this?" Maekaru lunges, claws drawn at Hidan from behind as Kakuzu warned him it was too little too late, as what looked like a single strike to Hidan's stomach was actually 6 slices. As Kakuzu makes his moves for a one-hit KO kind of punch, he's blinded by a yellow flash. When his vision returns, he looks around and notices his initial prey is gone, as are the deployed kunai. "God damn it," Kakuzu roared. He slammed his fist against the wall and some rocks started falling into the water. "How do you think Jashin-sama feels his sacrifices got away? I must pray for forgiveness. You and your goddamn religion. Thanks to that, not only did the Nibi Jinchuriki got away, so did the Kyubi Jinchuriki and a 300 billion Ryo bounty. Leader Sama is going to be pissed. Kyubi Jinchuriki and a 300 billion Ryo bounty. Leader Sama is going to be pissed." No sooner as Kakuzu finished speaking, Hidan took a step to get down to pray, but as soon as his foot hit the ground he fell to pieces. Kakuzu, I need a little help." "You are a goddamn moron." Kakuzu growled, and he got to work fixing Hidan. Naruto was carrying Yugito as he ran from the land of lightning. "Naruto-kun. I knew you'd come." Yugito smiles and blushed slightly as he saw how handsome Naruto had become. "I won't ever disappoint you now. This proves that this land is not safe for you any longer. We'll talk to the Raikage about getting you transferred to Konoha in order for us to protect you." Just then Maekaru appears next to them. "Just in time, am I right?" Maekaru asked. "Yeah, and what about Kakuzu and Hidan? They won't be bothering you for a while if you catch my drift." Maekaru displayed the claws on his right hand for a couple of seconds. "Now let's go to the Raikage's office and talk about this new development." Naruto-kun, I can walk just fine." Yugito says, bringing his attention that she was still carrying her. Whoops. Naruto puts Yugito down and then the three of them leap off toward the Hidden Cloud village. When they arrive, the guards outside the village stop them. "State your business here with the Hidden Cloud village," the first guard said. "Yugito Ni of the Hidden Cloud returning with 2 Konoha Shinobi here to report to Raikage-sama about an Akatsuki attack." Yugito stepped forward. "Yugito, welcome back. Raikage-sama will want to see you as soon as return to the Hidden Cloud." "Well, I won't keep him waiting," Yugito said, and then the three of them walked to the Hidden Cloud office. Naruto looked around as the people smiled and waved at Yugito. "Do they know?" Naruto asked. "Yes, they know, but they respect me for it, and just like B-sama, I'm hailed as the hero who stopped Madatabi's rampage. Kurama was the same, but I'm seen as a vile reincarnation of his power. But we're partners, Kurama and I. Never thought I'd see the day Kurama got along with his host." Madatabi said to Yugito. "Why does Kurama not like his hosts?" "Of the 9 of us, Kurama is the most violent and the most feared." Swipes of his tail sent tidal waves crashing to the shore and erased mountains. He felt that no one should ever control him and that he should remain free, but every time he's sealed he gains more hatred. "But why does Kurama like Naruto? If what you said is true, why does he even care? Why don't we ask him ourselves?" "Naruto-kun, Madatabi want to talk to Kurama." "Right, hang on, I'll open a channel," Naruto said, and he held out his fist to Yugito and she instantly recognized B's handiwork. Yugito bumped fists with Naruto and instantly they were both dragged into a gold room, and Kurama and Madatabi were standing behind their hosts. "It's been a while, Kurama," Madatabi said. 3 years, but I sense you want to ask me something, so spit it out," Kurama said. "Why are you so willing to work with Naruto here? In all years of being sealed, I've never met a host quite like Naruto here. Not even his mother Kushina impressed me like the kid here does. He's the one father talk about for sure. He's father's reincarnation." "Well, from what I can tell, he's got father's chakra, but it's a bit of stretch to call him his reincarnation. He's got all 3 eyes, Sharingan, Eternal Mangekyo and Rinnegan, the chakra to match. The only thing that is missing is Kasan's power, but his job to stop Project Tsukinomi." "Project Tsukinomi?" "It's my old enemy's plan to enslave the world in an infinite Tsukuyomi using Kasan's power to reflect the Mangekyo off the surface of the moon. But for that they would need Kasan's body, which is trapped there, and a seal that keeps it there. Madara Uchiha summoned it from the moon and then left a follower to finish it. I said I was sorry." Madara's voice reverberated around the room and he appeared next to Kurama's back paw. "Sorry doesn't cut it, Madara," Kurama growled. "Well, we've solved the issue of how it is moving forward, but how many of us have they captured?" 3 of us, Chome, Koyuki, and Shukaku." "When did they capture Shukaku?" I heard through Yugito's ears that the received word that Han of the Steam style had been captured a few years back, but Chomei is a surprise. They captured Shukaku a few days ago. We were too late to stop the extraction. Anyway, it was nice seeing you again, Kurama. You too, Matatabi. Then the world around them faded away, and when everything cleared, Yugito and Naruto separated hands and continued to the Raikage's office. When they arrived, Naruto bowed to the Raikage and then he looked at him. Naruto, it's been a while, he said. It has, Raikage-sama, Naruto said. Why are you here? The Akatsuki attacked Yugito-chan and she agitated my Hiroshin marker and I assisted her escape, but Uncle Makeru here stopped them. Well then, Makeru Namikaze, it seems this village owes you a debt of gratitude. Makeru makes a wukbo. But it also proves that Yugito is no longer safe here in Kumo. I'm authorizing it Jinchuriki relocation. Raikage-sama, Yugito said, shocked with tears in her eyes. I know, Yugito, but this for your own safety. I'm sending you to Konoha for safekeeping. Naruto Uzumaki, I want you to take care of Yugito, help keep her safe. I'll be sending a message to Tsunade. I promise I will, Raikage-sama, Naruto said, and he bowed. Then head back to the leaf and keep her safe. I consider he my daughter. Yugito ran up and hugged A, crying. I'll miss you, Yugito, and even if it costs my heart 1,000 pains, I will do whatever I need to in order to keep you and be safe, and if sending you to the leaf is what will keep you safe, then so be it. A hugged her back. Let's go, Naruto, Makeru said. Right, Naruto said, and then he grabbed Yugito's hand, and in a flash they were all gone. If they looked out the window towards a nearby tree, they would see the form of Venus flytraps sink back into the tree. The Nibi has been sent to the Hidden Cloud Village, Zetsu said to the assembled members. How did the Nibi escape you and Hidan Kakuzu? Pain asked. The fucking Kyuubi showed up out of nowhere, and his crazy uncle who sliced me to pieces, I might add. Hidan shouted. How did the Kyuubi even know how you were attacking the Nibi and respond so quickly? They both know the Hiroshin and the Kyuubi marked the Nibi, Kakuzu said. This completes things. We'll leave the Nibi and Kyuubi alone for now, but if necessary I will step in and capture them both myself, Pain said. Then he and the others vanished. Naruto, Makeru and Yugito appeared in flash of color in the Uzumaki clan estates. Well, Yugito-chan, make yourself at home. I'm going to go report to Tsunade-sama about what happened and what Raikage-sama told us, Naruto said, and then he and Makeru walked over to Tsunade's office. It was just another morning in the Hidden Leaf Village, and the general population was enjoying the peaceful day. Although one Makeru Namikaze was a little preoccupied with his thoughts while he was strolling around the village. The way Kakuzu looked at me was similar to the way a bounty hunter would look at a prize. Which would stand to reason. Kakuzu is tasked with money for the Akatsuki, which means he's a high-value target, which would cripple the money income for the Akatsuki. This also means they won't only come after Naruto and me, they come after all Leaf Ninja with price on their heads, one of whom is me. Damn you, Hidden Stone. He then stopped to lean up against a wall. It's not just ninja with bounties, it's anybody with a large sum of money on their head. Makeru then flashed on Kairiku's face. Oh boy, Makeru said, hurrying to the Hokage's tower as he goes to share what he pieced together with Tsunade. Naruto, Hinata, Haku, Ino and Yugito were all sparring while Naruto practiced with Kurama's power when suddenly he dropped to the ground clutching his head in pain. Naruto-kun. Hinata and the others call out as they grabbed him, and when Naruto opens his eyes he sees an elderly man floating in midair with a black staff. Greetings, young one. The man said. Who are you? Naruto asked apprehensively. My name is Hagoromo Otsutsuki. Hagoromo opened his eyes revealing the Rinnegan. But you know me as the Sage of the Six Paths. You're Kurama's father, Naruto said, shocked. So you've forged an alliance with Kurama. Yeah, Kurama's a nice guy when you get to know him. Yeah, but he's a stubborn one. That he is. Hey, Kurama said as he appeared behind Naruto and Hagoromo. Kurama, it's good to see you again. Hagoromo said. Tosan, Kurama said, crying slightly. I told you that our goodbye wasn't the end, so cheer up, Kurama. Tosan, why are you here? And more importantly, how? Ah yes, the hard part, explanations. You see, Naruto, in any of my wildest dreams I never imagined both myself and my sons would be reborn into one child. Hagoromo picked up his staff and dragged it over the water, and the image of a man with short, spiky hair, 2 locks of which were wrapped in bandages framing either side of his face in a similar manner to his brother. He also wore what seemed to be a forehead protector with no symbol on the metal piece. He wore a light-colored kimono which was adorned with magatama around the collar. The kimono was held closed by a dark-colored sash. Underneath all of this he wore a black full-body suit. This is Asura, my youngest, born after Shukaku. Then an image of a man with short, spiky hair, 2 locks of which were wrapped in bandages framing either side of his face. He also wore what seemed to be a forehead protector with no symbol on the metal piece. He wore a light-colored kimono which was adorned with magatama around the collar. The kimono was held closed by a dark-colored sash. Underneath all of this he wore a black full-body suit. And this is Indra, older brother of Asura, born just before Madatabi. Your power and mindset are that of Asura, but your skill and eyes is that of Indra, but I can tell it wasn't always so. You are correct, Hagoromo-sama. My eyes started as the Rinnegan which I awakened when I was 5, then when I was 12 I unlocked the Eternal Mangekyo, then a few months ago I finished my transformation and unlocked the Sharingan, and then I unlocked your gold and silver chakra. Whoa, Hagoromo said, shocked. Then he looked at Kurama, then back at Naruto. He grabbed his staff and held it out to Naruto. I guess it's time for me to pass the mantle on to you. Grab my staff. I will let you remember all that I remember. Well, not everything. There are things I'd like to keep private, but my techniques and knowledge of ninju, or what you call ninjutsu. A shame that my goal died with me, but on a lighter note is reborn in you, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto grabbed the staff and in a flash of gold and silver Naruto remembered things. When the flash died down, Naruto looked at Hagoromo and smiled. I remember everything I need to. In that case it's time for me to go. Good luck, young one. And with that everything around him faded. When Naruto opened his eyes again, Hinata, Ino, Haku and Yugito were leaning over him, and Naruto got up rubbing his eyes, and when Naruto got up, Hinata, Ino, Haku and Yugito hugged him, and Naruto smiled and hugged them all back. How are you, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked. I'm good. I was having a chat with Hagoromo Otsutsuki, or the Sage of the Six Paths. He taught me things about the other tailed beasts, Shukaku, Madatabi, Isabu, Son Goku, Kokuo, Seiken, Chome, Gyuki, Kurama. Even though you have been separated, you shall always be together. Until eventually that time shall come when you will become one. You each carry a name. And with a different shape than you had up to now, you will be shown a righteous path, different from the time you spend inside of me. What is true power? Until that time, walk your own paths. Tosan, Madatabi said, weeping as Naruto spoke those words. Hagoromo's last words. What's wrong, Madatabi? Yugito asked. Those were the last words that Tosan spoke to us before he died, but to think that Naruto knew them word for word can only mean that Kurama was right. He is Tosan's reincarnation. Is that bad? No, it's a very good thing, but I fear that those 2 Akatsuki members will strike again, so you need to be on your guard. Kitten will work on bonding our chakra. It seems that Naruto has bonded with Kurama. We shall do the same. I won't let Nisan show me up. Right, Madatabi. Just then there was a knock on the door and Naruto got up and walked over to the gate. What? Naruto asked as he opened the door and he saw an Anbu standing there. Tsunade-sama has asked for your presence. The Anbu responded, then vanished, and Naruto shook his head. Then he grabbed his gun by from where he had left it, as he was the only one who could lift it. Then he walked towards the Hokage's office. Then when he arrives he walks past Shizune, then into Tsunade's office. You wanted to see me, Bachan? You have no respect for me as your Hokage, do you? Of course I respect you, but I've just started calling you that out of habit. On to business. Your uncle was by here a while ago while you were out of it to drop off your orders, and had to scoot because he had a mission. Naruto takes the piece of paper and it reads. Naruto is to remain in the village for training and refining of any techniques in need of polishing. Looks like we can practice with the Sharingan as well as help Yugito train for her battle with Madatabi, Kurama said, reading the paper through his partner's eyes. Yeah, but we need to come up with a strategy against Kakazu and Hidan. According to Itachi's information, they both have a form of immortality, so we need more info on their abilities before we can make any definite actions. Are your orders understood, Naruto? Yes, ma'am, Naruto said. Then he left the office. Then he returned home. When Naruto walked back into his compound, Hinata and the others were making lunch for themselves when Naruto walked back in. Naruto-kun, Yugito shouted, and she ran over and kissed him. Yugito-chan, Naruto said. Well, I've got orders to stay in the Leaf Village, so I'm going to help you train with Madatabi, but in the end she will only listen to what is in your heart. Or at least that's how it was with Kurama and me. Alright, what do I do? First of all, I will use Yami-sama's gift to remove the darkness that might or might not exist in your heart. I'm a pretty laid-back guy, and even I had a hint of darkness. Then once you meet Madatabi in your mind, you must grab her chakra with your chakra and pull it out of her. Right. Naruto started weaving hand signs. Then the black chakra covered his hand and he tapped Yugito on the forehead and then smiled at her. Done. Really? That was quick. There wasn't a lot. So let's get started. Naruto led her out to the training ground in his house. Then he sits down and looks at Yugito and motions for her to do the same. Yugito sits down across from him and he holds out his fist and Yugito does the same and they bump fists. And when Yugito opens her eyes she's looking at Madatabi chained down and looking lazily at her host. "Well, it's been a while, kitten. What brings you here? Did you come to visit lonely little me? I'm here to train to partner up with you, Madatabi. I warn you, kitten, I'm not as stubborn as Kurama, but I won't make it easy for you." "Then bring it, Madatabi." Yugito placed her hand on her right shoulder and pressed down on the tattoo of Madatabi, and the chains unhooked and Madatabi slashed at the chains that bound her and she charged Yugito, slashing and kicking and swinging her tails, which Yugito dodged, and then she jumped into the air and using her chakra she delivered a devastating axe kick to Madatabi's head, slamming her head into the ground. "Okay, ow." Madatabi shook herself off and turned into her human form and then charged Yugito, and utilizing her training Yugito dodged Madatabi's attacks, and after a few minutes of trading blows Yugito started weaving hand signs. Water style, water dragon jutsu. A huge dragon of water blasted Madatabi aside and then Yugito punched Madatabi in the face, then jumped on top of her and she reached into Madatabi with her chakra and pulled with all her might, and in flash of chakra Madatabi was powerless and her power flowed around Yugito and she smiled. "You've done well, kitten. It seems training with Tsunade and Hinata really paid off. You're now like me, but I warn you, training to control my power won't be easy." "Gotcha, Johnny Madatabi." And with that Yugito exited her mind, and when her eyes opened again she was looking at Naruto. "I did it. I knew you could. Now let's get to practice on controlling Madatabi's power, but that will take time, so let's get started." Right. Hidan and Kakazu were standing in front of the Land of Fire's temple. "Hey, this is a temple. Do you think the Jinchuriki is here?" "No, but this isn't an ordinary temple." Kakazu channeled chakra into his fist and his fist turned blacker than normal, then he slammed it into the gate blocking their way and it came crashing down. "What's going on?" one of the monks said in fear. "Someone's broken down the gate." One monk responded, "Go inform Kairiku-sama." Another monk said, "Doesn't look like anyone here'd be interested in converting to Jashin." "Not a soul in sight," Hidan said. "Those cloaks. Then the rumors were true." "Yeah, they're the Akatsuki." Just then Kairiku walked out, a glare on his face. "Looks like we've got another wannabe hero on our hands," Hidan said. "He doesn't look the part," Kakazu responded. "According to our bingo book he's worth 30 million ryo." "Hey, don't tell me we're going after this guy for money. Killing a priest is like a one-way ticket to hell. Even hell runs on money. I'd be fine." "I don't know your purpose here, but leave now," Kairiku said. "What, you don't want any unnecessary casualties?" Hidan said. "Well, shit like that doesn't fly with my religion. I'd heard there was a temple in Fire Country inhabited by ninja monks. It's said they wield some sort of power called the Gift of the Hermit Group. This 30 million ryo man is an elite ninja who once belonged to the 12 Guardian Ninja charged with protecting the feudal lord. The sash with the symbol of the Fire Country is proof. So he's tough, or something? Get lazy and you'll die." "Like that's even possible, Kakazu?" Hidan and Kakazu charged Kairiku and he rose his hand up in the tiger hand sign and lowered his other hand. "What the hell is that?" "Who cares? Keep charging." Kakazu threw a punch which Kairiku grabbed, but when Kakazu threw the second punch a red fist connected with him from nowhere, then more blows kept attacking and eventually Kakazu collapsed, and when Hidan attacked he too was blasted back by the barrage of transparent fists. When both of them collapsed Kairiku entered a relaxed pose. "I will give you a funeral," Kairiku said. "Like I'd let myself be buried by some other religion. Lord Jashin would smite me. Now I'm pissed. Yo, this fucker's not a Jinchuriki, right? Meaning I can follow the scripture here? Do as you like, but his corpse is worth some real cash, so make sure he's recognizable when you're done. People shouldn't be in the business of trading people's lives for money, asshole. Kakazu, don't interfere. I'm gonna slaughter him. Then I, Kairiku of the Fire Temple, will show you no mercy. Rego, Thousand Hand Strike." Then a barrage of golden fists unleashed their fury on Hidan. After a horrible off-screen beating, Hidan managed to kill Kairiku. "Looks like the Jinchuriki wasn't here. We'll hit the next spot after I finish praying. No. We need to exchange this corpse for the bounty. Money comes first. Seriously, can I just beat the crap out of you someday? Just once?" Just then a monk watches as the Kakazu picks up Kairiku's corpse and he thinks to himself, "I have to inform the Hidden Leaf Village." Then he ran off towards the Hidden Leaf Village. Naruto was standing in his training ground while Yugito was in the house area Naruto called the Tailed Beast Basement, where there were special seals that helped to contain Tailed Beast chakra and could even hold the full size of a Kurama. "So Ino, do you know your elemental affinity is?" Naruto asked. No, not off the top of my head. Why do you ask? Ino asked. Well then, I wanted to teach you some ninjutsu now that you have expanded your reserves, because your clan ninjutsu leaves you open to counterattack if you miss. Alright, so how do I learn my elemental affinity? Naruto held out a slip of chakra paper to her. Channel your chakra into this, and based on how the paper reacts I'll teach you what I know, and if I can't then maybe Hashirama or Madara can teach you. Right. Ino channeled her chakra into the paper and then it crumpled to dust. So what does this mean? You have an earth-style affinity. I know a few earth-style ninjutsu but not a lot, but from what I do know I can teach you, but it won't be a lot. Well, don't leave me in the dark. What are the jutsu you can teach me? Well, this first one is called Mud Wall. Watch me first then do as I do. Right. Naruto started weaving hand signs. Earth style, Mud Wall. Naruto clapped his hands together, then slammed his palms on the ground and a gigantic earth wall rose up and grew to about 20 feet tall. Wow, that's amazing, Ino said. Now your turn. Right. Ino weaved the same hand signs that Naruto showed her, then she slammed her palms together in the same manner as Naruto, then slammed them on the ground. Earth style, Mud Wall. When Ino preformed it, the wall only rose up to about 13 feet. Ah man, my earth wall isn't as tall as yours. Don't worry about it. When I was first working on some of my more powerful jutsu, even the weaker ones, I'd always mess it up, but for a first attempt this is very good. Now let's see how it stands against an attack. Naruto held his hand out, forming a Rasengan. What is that? Ino asked. It's the original technique left to us by the 4th Hokage, Rasengan. Naruto dashed forward and slammed the Rasengan into the wall. As Naruto expected, the wall collapsed under the Rasengan's power. Ah come on, it just bites. The wall collapsed so easily. Don't worry about it. Mud Wall is a V rank earth ninjutsu and the Rasengan is an A rank. If the wall didn't collapse I would be surprised. Now again. Right. Ino weaved the hand signs again and the wall slammed into existence, and again Naruto blasted it to the ground with the Rasengan. This time the wall cracked and fractured and held strong for a few seconds, then collapsed. Fuck. Ino swore. It's okay, keep trying, I'm sure you'll get it. Naruto smiled. Right. Ino, and keep practicing, and after 10 tries she collapsed on the ground from chakra exhaustion. I can't breathe. Naruto held out his hand and then grabbed Ino's and channeled chakra into her, refilling her reserves and expanding them as her chakra coils expanded. Alrighty, you've mastered Mud Wall, so let's move on to a new jutsu. This one is one Jiraiya taught me. It's called Swamp of the Underworld. It's an A rank ninjutsu, and after that's done we'll move on to more defensive options, because if you are a medic ninja you'll need both defensive and offensive options. Right. As the hours passed, Ino learned both offensive and defensive attacks, and she even created 3 of her own. Earth style Rock Shield. The user lifts up a giant piece of earth and uses it as a shield. Earth style Mud Moat. This jutsu converts the area immediately surrounding the performer of it into a deep murky moat full of mud. The moat is at least 6 feet deep and 4 feet in radius. Due to the nature of the moat, water walking cannot be performed on it. Only an area of 1.5 feet in diameter remains of solid, dry land for the user to stand on. Finally, earth-style stone bracers. By taking dirt and rubbing it on her arms or legs, after performing the necessary hand seals, Ino is able to create very durable defensive bracers that add extra protection when using the arms to block. The chakra that is infused in them help to soften the blows of any physical attacks. These are very useful for taijutsu users or to defend against an onslaught of upper body blows. These bracers block physical attacks. After the practice session was over, an Anbu landed in front of them. Pardon my interruption, Naruto-sama, but Tsunade-sama has requested Yamanaka-sama's presence for a high A rank mission. The Anbu bowed. Very well, Ino-chan, you heard the Anbu. Your presence is requested by Tsunade-sama, so off you go. I'll be practicing with Haku-chan on my speed and reaction time with my Sharingan. Naruto said. Ino shines to the Hokage's office and Naruto walk into the house where he sees Haku, and he walks up behind her, then taps her on the shoulder. Naruto-kun. Haku-chan, can I get your help on something? Sure, what do you need? I need to practice with my Sharingan and speed as such. I thought since you're the fastest of us I'd get to practice with you. Alright Naruto-kun, let's practice. Haku followed him outside, then making her signature hand sign, the mirrors rose up around Naruto and he activated his Sharingan, and Haku attacked at her fastest speeds while Naruto practiced dodging the attacks. After half an hour of dodging, Haku started to slow down and Naruto caught her in mid-attack, kissed her, then pinned her to the ground. Got you. Only because you could predict where I'm going, and once you could see where I was going, pinning me was easy. Maybe, but I still got you. Nice work Naruto-kun, your Sharingan is fully functioning and you seem to be able to keep up with what you see, so I think that concludes our lesson, so would you kindly please get off of me? Right, sorry, Naruto said sheepishly, and then he gets off Haku and helps to her feet. Then Naruto looked around, then he went up to his room and he lay down on the bed and thought about how he was going to deal with the Akatsuki, and he thought about Itachi's intel. Hidan the immortal Jashin priest and Kakazu with those weird threads. I haven't the slightest clue about his abilities, but for some strange I was detecting 5 chakra signatures coming off of him, but how? Naruto thought. Wait, did you say Kakazu? Hashirama said, yeah, what about him? I fought him back in my day, that was over 60 years ago. How the hell is he still alive? You could have said something earlier, Hashirama no baka, Madara yelled. Oh, and your intel about Obito would have been useful, seeing as he's the one responsible for leading the Akatsuki. In my defense, the gods messed with my soul and heart. I forgot a lot of things and I'm only now starting to remember them. Well, that's beside the point. We need to figure out why he had 5 chakra signatures that can only be achieved with multiple hearts. Holy shit, Madara said. I have to go talk to Tsunade-bachan and fast. Naruto leapt out of bed and jumped out the window and leapt over the wall and started running down the street, his Sharingan activated in order to prevent tunnel vision. When he arrived at the office, he burst through the door and his eyes spinning rapidly. Naruto, what the hell? Tsunade shouted. Have you sent anyone after Kakazu or Hidan? Naruto said frantically, yes. Shit. Naruto started to run out, but Tsunade stopped him. Naruto, explain yourself right now. I've discovered something about Kakazu. He fought Hashirama and keeps himself alive by stealing the hearts of his enemies. What? Who did you send after them? A few groups of Chunin and Jounin, as well as a group led by Asuma and a group led by your uncle. Besides, you have your orders. You need to stay in the village. Even with all your power, the Akatsuki is still a threat. Fine. Naruto begrudgingly went back to the compound and then sat down on his bed and then fell asleep. Asuma, Shikamaru, Izumo and Kotetsu were leaping from tree to tree in an attempt to reach the nearest collection office as fast as possible. Kairiku. Asuma thought in despair as he remembered his friend. Then his sadness turned to rage at his death. Kakazu was holding Kairiku's corpse as he and Hidan walked down the road. Hey Kakazu, do you want me to carry the bounty for a while? You seem tired. Do you take me for an idiot? I know that the moment I hand him to you, you're going to toss it aside like yesterday's trash. Okay, you caught me. I'd toss it aside, so why don't we just dump the body and just move on? Kakazu swung a rock-clad fist at Hidan, who blocked it with his scythe. After a second of silence, Kakazu walked away, still carrying Kairiku. That's it, nothing? I don't have time to be arguing with you, but one day when my schedule is clear I will send you to hell. I'd like to see you try. After about 20 minutes of walking, they arrived at the collection office. It was then that Hidan noticed it was a bathroom. The fuck, Kakazu? Why are we at a bathroom? Kakazu simply ignored him and walked towards the wall, then pressed on it. Then it collapsed in and he walked through it. Come this way. A man with a scar over his eye and Hidan and Kakazu followed him and a tray table opened up. Place the body here, please. Kakazu placed Kairiku's body on the table and the man looked through the bingo book, and then he saw the entry on Kairiku, and then he saw the sash at his waist. Got yourself a big one today, didn't you? 30 million. The collection officer hands Kakazu the briefcase full of money, which Kakazu counts out to make sure there wasn't a dime out of place. Anyway, if I had a recommendation, sir, it would be to ditch your partner. He seems above the influence of money. Yes, he is, but there is a reason why he is my partner. When I get angry I lose it and kill them, but with him it's a bit different. The difference is that I can't kill him. Very well. Hidan was sitting on the steps when he heard footsteps behind him. It's about time, Kakazu. Just then a shuriken whizzed past his ear and he jumped back when he was impaled by 2 swords. One down, Kotetsu said. Ow, that hurts like hell. Hidan complained. What the hell's your problem? What's going on? We hit his vitals. Stop shaking it, damn it. It hurts like a bastard. Is he immortal? Izumo asked, shocked. No shit, Sherlock. Now who the hell are you people? Then he noticed the sash on Asuma's waist. That symbol, it belongs to the Guardian Shinobi 12. God damn it, I'm going to have to back into that shithole of an exchange point. Kairiku. Asuma thought. We are Shinobi of the Hidden Leaf. We have orders to capture or exterminate the Akatsuki. As you Akatsuki work in 2-man teams, we hope to kill one of you off first, then capture the other, but it looks like that won't be happening. Asuma took out his trench knives. You've got some serious powers. So this is the Akatsuki. Shikamaru thought, shocked. What an insane ability. At this rate my shadow snitching jutsu won't. Well, you guys fucked up on the order, Hidan said, laughing. "Where's your partner?" Asuma asked. Just then Kakazu appeared right behind Shikamaru and punched him, sending him crashing into the ground, which of course released his shadow position jutsu that was being used to keep Hidan in place. He released the technique. Kakazu charged Shikamaru, and just as he was about to strike again, Asuma appeared in front of him in a guarding position. "Gotetsu, Izumo, fall back." Instantly the two Chunin fell back to Asuma's side. "So that one in the center really is, I see the lure of money's got you for once, Hidan," Kakazu said. Hidan drew his scythe. "Kakazu, stay out of this, I'm going to use them for my ceremony." "The money's yours," Hidan said. "Works for me." Kakazu and Hidan, huh? Shikamaru thought. "Just don't underestimate them or you'll die." "Like they could pull it off, Kakazu?" Hidan mocked while he started drawing Jashin's symbol in blood at his feet. "If they could kill me, I'd let them. But that's not happening, is it? What is that weird diagram?" Shikamaru thought. "I'll take the lead. As soon as you see an opening, immobilize the immortal guy with shadow snitching, Shikamaru," Asuma said. "If you can give me a couple of seconds, I'll cut his head off and hopefully keep him from interfering." "That's too risky. It isn't like you." "I'll go too," Gotetsu said. "Don't you get it?" Asuma said, a strained look on his face. "This is the only stratagem we have right now." "I've never seen Asuma get like this," Shikamaru thought. "They're a hell of a lot stronger than me." "Izumo, Gotetsu, keep an eye on the other Akatsuki and guard Shikamaru. If we know what they're capable of now, shouldn't we pull back and set up a new strategy?" Izumo asked. "They wouldn't give us the opportunity to escape. If we run without putting up a fight, we'll be wiped out, and Konoha will be in greater danger. It's like sending in a single unity to break those enemy lines. Sometimes, that's the only move you have. Breaking those enemy lines. Are these enemies so powerful that he thinks we can't avoid making sacrifices?" Shikamaru asks himself. "It's true that we Chunin won't even make them break a sweat, and we're at a serious disadvantage if he's got to fight them while trying to protect us. It's just like Asuma said, they could wipe us out. What's the best move? They're like the rook and bishop, and to capture a rook or a bishop, we need bait, but we need bait that's big enough to make them think they have to chase it. We're not good enough to be that bait. The only one who's strong can do that." Shikamaru looked at Asuma. "You aren't cut out for climbing silver. Don't worry, I won't end up a sacrificial piece, not with you behind me." "That's pathetic. I may not be good enough to be the bait or make them break a sweat, but I'll make sure we win." "Have you finished your little strategy session?" Hidan asked. Then he pulled out the blades. "Ow, ow, ow. Getting cut up like that hurt. God will smite assholes like you who don't understand the pain of others." Shikamaru made the hand sign for shadow snitching as he prepared to attack. Then Asuma and Hidan charged one another as Asuma channeled chakra into his trench knives, and they clashed, and the blade that Hidan used was sliced in half. Then Shikamaru's shadows launched themselves at him and Asuma charged again, and Hidan looked back. "You've got nice looking knives." Then he jumped into the air to avoid Shikamaru's shadow. Then he threw the blade at Asuma, who destroyed it with a single swing. Then Hidan swung the cord of his scythe and launched forward, but Asuma dodged the blade with ease. Then Hidan grabbed the other blade and charged Asuma again, but again it was destroyed easily, and then Hidan's scythe flew in, but Asuma dodged again. Shikamaru's shadow kept attacking, and then Hidan threw his scythe at the others, and Asuma noticed the target and he fell into the same stance that Kairiku used against Hidan, which he recognized instantly. That stance. Then the gold figure appeared behind Asuma, and then the golden hand blocked the scythe and struck Hidan. "What did you think of Kairiku's technique? His was more impressive, wasn't it? Damn it. Hidan, don't let your guard down. Just shut the fuck up and watch Kakazu." Then Asuma threw shuriken, which Hidan dodged only to get attacked by Shikamaru's shadow, which continued to attack Hidan, and then he jumped into the air. "You guys are way too desperate. You used moves that have the highest probability of land. I can see right through you. And you mess around too much when you fight," Kakazu said. When Hidan charged Shikamaru, Izumo and Kotetsu threw shuriken, and Asuma threw them as well. "You won't escape this time," Shikamaru said triumphantly. "So I won't dodge." Hidan countered and continued charging, and the shuriken hit him, but it didn't stop. "Unstoppable bastard." Hidan tugged on his scythe, which flew into his hand, and he caught it. "I'll kill the kiddies first." "Your fight is with me," Asuma roared, but Hidan threw the broken blade, and again Asuma destroyed it. Then Hidan jumped in the air and threw his scythe, but this time the scythe hit home and drew some blood of Asuma. Then Hidan retracted it and licked the blade as Asuma started weaving hand signs. "If pinpoint combinations won't work, then this will." Asuma finished on Tiger and roared out. "Fire style burning ash." Hidan ran to the symbol he drew in blood and his skin turned black and white. Then Asuma bit down and the ash cloud exploded. When the smoke cleared, part of Hidan's cloak was destroyed and his arm burned. Hurts, doesn't it? Asuma dropped his right trench blade as his arm was burned. God has already judged you. What's going on? Izumo asked. Do you get it now? Do you understand what it means to suffer? He got my arm too? Asuma thought, shocked. This must be one of his techniques or something. No. You're already under my curse. Now the ceremony can begin. Hidan started laughing. Now we'll suffer unfathomable pain together. Why did Captain Asuma get burned too? Didn't his fire-style technique hit the enemy? Izumo asked. Yeah, it did. Kotetsu responded. But for some odd reason it hit Captain Asuma, too. You're kidding me. Shikamaru cursed. This'll make another 35 million ryo for us, Kakazu said, smirking under his mask. I've got everything set up, Hidan shouted in glee. Get ready, this is gonna hurt like hell. Hidan extended a small metal pike and Asuma ran forward, a chakra blade extended. Suck on this. Hidan stabbed his left leg and Asuma collapsed, blood leaking from his leg in the same area where Hidan stabbed. Hurts like hell, doesn't it? Hidan started laughing like crazy. But it's nothing like hitting an organ. Man, that shit is the best. As another dies, their agony radiates through my body, and living though it is pure ecstasy. Asuma clutches his leg in pain. Captain Asuma's holding his leg, Izumo said. Something is definitely wrong. That guy stabbed himself in the same leg. Kotetsu responds. Then why? I get it. He's somehow linked out bodies together, so if I attack him I get hurt but he can't die. Asuma thinks. Where do you want it next? Hidan laughed. Here? Hidan pointed his spear in different places. Cutting both legs would be pretty sweet. Hidan then moves his spear near his heart. Or, should I just end it now? Shikamaru, don't use a physical attack like you're shadow snitching. Izumo shouts. Use shadow neck binding to keep him from moving. Then Shikamaru's shadow shoots out and binds itself to Hidan just in time to stop him from stabbing his heart. Got you. But Hidan starts struggling out of the hole, but Shikamaru channels more chakra into the technique. Then he remembers what Hidan said about his powers. Shikamaru starts backing up, forcing Hidan to move out of the diagram. Shikamaru, what are you doing? If I move him out of the circle then his jutsu is broken. Once Shikamaru moves Hidan out of the circle he shouts out. Got him. Now Asuma. Let's see if this did it. Asuma shouts, then he throws shuriken at Hidan and it cuts his ear, but Asuma is unharmed. The jutsu is broken. Shikamaru makes a different hand sign and the shadow neck binding changes into shadow snitching and impales Hidan in several places. That kid is pretty smart, he found out the weakness of Hidan's technique in one blow. Kakazu thought. Now Asuma. Good work Shikamaru, Asuma said, then he limped toward Hidan, chakra covering his trench knife, then he sliced Hidan's head off. Told you not to underestimate your opponent, Kakazu said offhandedly. He did it, Izumo said. Then Shikamaru breaks the hand sign and the shadows unbind Hidan's headless corpse. If you needed a hand, you should have asked me earlier, Hidan, Kakazu said. Fuck you and your slow ass, Hidan roared. You let that happen. I believe it was you who said shut the fuck up and watch. Now as a goddamned head, do you think you can yell at me? Okay, yes, I did tell you not to get involved, but it's not like I was trying to embarrass you or make you look bad. Whatever man, come on and get my body. Please Kakazu-chan, pretty please with sugar on top. Then Kakazu vanished and reappeared right behind Hidan's head and pick it up. I said my body. Bring my body over here. Your head is lighter. That's not the issue. Ow ow. You're ripping my hair out. I'd think your neck would hurt more, so whine about that. My neck isn't in the same ballpark. Dumbass. Even beheaded he's still alive. Asuma thinks, shocked. This fucking hurts like hell. This will be the second time someone lopped off my head. This is like hyper mega ultra pain. What the hell? Kotetsu asked. What is this? There's no way to explain this, Izumo said. It doesn't matter if he's alive, not in that state. If he's just a head without a body he can't use any of his techniques, Shikamaru said. He may be immortal, but in that condition he can't do anything. Yeah, one down. One to go. Kotetsu finished. This is the type of enemy that evaluates the gap between him and his opponent. Shikamaru though, as he observed Kakazu. Just then Kakazu vanished and stepped on Asuma's injured leg, then hit him with a briefcase in his hand. Kakazu put down the briefcase, then he garbed Hidan's body and reattached his head using some threads on his wrist. His head got reattached, Shikamaru said, shocked. Hidan started cracking his neck. Back in One Piece, Hidan said. If you strain yourself the stitches will break, Kakazu said. You know what, Kakazu, eat a dick. Whatever, just take care of the cash cow, I'll handle the other three. Right. Izumo, Kotetsu shouted. Right. Izumo made a hand sign and Kotetsu drew a scroll and unsealed a weird hammer-like object, then Izumo made more hand signs. Water style. Syrup trap. Izumo spit out a river of liquid, then Kotetsu focused chakra into his feet and ran on top of the water, then he jumped into the air and threw the hammer thing, and then wings expanded from the hammer and it flew at Kakazu, but he dodged it, and when he went to counterattack he found himself stuck by the liquid, then Kotetsu charged but Kakazu used his thread arms to capture both Kotetsu and Izumo. Shikamaru collapsed from pure exhaustion and was unable to move. Looks like Kakazu already finished, I better hurry up, Hidan said, then he walked forward extending the spike. Bye. Then Hidan stabbed down, but just before his attack made contact with Asuma he dodged, extending a chakra blade, but the spike cut Asuma's shoulder, then Hidan swung his scythe rope and the scythe went flying at Asuma. Asuma, behind you, Shikamaru shouted. Asuma dodged the scythe and then it rammed into the Hidan's gut. You won't trick me with the same crap twice, Asuma said, then his stomach started bleeding and Hidan started laughing. He was back in the circle. It wasn't the same, moron, Hidan laughed. Then he went to stab his heart when suddenly the ground at Hidan's feet turned to mud as a cry was heard from the roof next to them. Earth style, swamp of the underworld. Hidan's spike made contact with his heart, but because the symbol was gone nothing happened to Asuma. Shikamaru looked up and saw Maekaru, Ino, Choji and Raito standing there. Looks like we made it just in time. Eh, Shikamaru? Ino said, smiling. Ino. Shikamaru smiled. Oi, it's that cocksucker that sliced me to pieces, Hidan said as he saw Maekaru standing there, claws extended. I'll rip you apart. Hidan charged Maekaru, but Maekaru simply smiled and held out his hand, forming a Rasengan. Yeah. Maekaru Harai-shined and slammed the Rasengan into Hidan's chest, blasting him back, then he started to weave hand signs. Fire style, Great Fire Annihilation. A wave of fire blasted towards Kakazu and Hidan. Kakuzu's eyes widened in horror as he remembered when he fought Madara. Kakazu was standing before the head of the Uchiha clan, who gazed back at him impassively. So you are the man who has been killing my clan members, Madara said with a bored expression. An agent of the Senju perhaps? No, you don't wear their armor. Well, it actually doesn't matter who you are, all that matters is that you are going to die. So shall we dance? Madara drew his gun by and then he charged Kakazu, who was hard-pressed to dodge the attacks. Madara was ruthless in his attacks. Eventually Kakazu weaved hand signs. Wind style, Pressure damage. Madara jumped back and weaved hand signs of his own. Fire style, Great Fire Annihilation. Madara exhaled a huge wave of fire which quickly overwhelmed the wind jutsu, and Kakazu was roasted alive as he had no time to use his earth skin jutsu. Madara watched him passively when Kakazu emerged from the flames. He was badly burned. Your dance steps are too shallow. Madara walked away, leaving a semi-conscious Kakazu. How is he so strong? He overwhelmed me too easily. He wasn't even trying. Is this what it's like to feel hopelessness? Kakazu thought as he watched Madara walk away, his gun strapped to his back. No, I refuse to be defeated. Kakazu charged Madara using his earth style to add power to his strike. When he got close enough to attack, he threw his strike only for an ethereal ribcage to block the strike. Madara turned around and his Susanoo slammed it fist into Kakazu, breaking his ribcage and shattering several bones, and Kakazu slammed into a rock and his world went black. Kakazu started weaving hand signs. Water style, Water wall. The blue mask on Kakazu's back sprang up and exhaled a huge wall of water, but the blast of fire still overwhelmed Kakazu's defensive wall, and both Kakazu and Hidan jumped out of the way. Hidan went in to strike when suddenly he stopped. Aw, come on, I was just about to kill them all. Hidan complained. There was a moment of silence. I understand, but, fine. Hidan, let's go, Kakazu said. Fine, I swear one of these days I'm going put a curse on him. You guys stay right here until we come back, you hear? Hidan, let's go. Right. Hidan and Kakazu vanished in poof of smoke. We need to head back to the Leaf. Asuma needs medical attention. Only Tsunade-sama or Naruto can save him now, Maekaru said as he picked up Asuma, then looked at the others. I'll take him back. The rest of you return to the Leaf Village. We need that intel on their abilities. Right. Ino, Shikamaru, Choji and the others nodded. Then Maekaru Harai-shined away, back towards the Leaf. Naruto was sparring with Hinata while Yugito focused on controlling Matatabi's power. Just then Makoru walked through the back door and into the backyard. "Uncle, what's up?" Naruto asked. "I need to share this with you on the account of your furry tenants." Makoru responded with a quick glance at Naruto's seal and then a long glance at Yugito. Yugito got up and walked over to Makoru, looking on with confusion. "What do you need to talk about?" Yugito asked. When Kakazu and Hidan withdrew from the battle, they sounded like they were telepathically linked with someone. Now if I were to hazard a guess, I'd say it was Pain. Now from what I could tell from various intel sources for my Anbu days, the Akatsuki are mercenaries who complete missions with superior results and wouldn't deviate from said mission unless it was really important. I would surmise that another one, Kurama and Matatabi's brethren, has been captured, and seeing as that was 3 days ago, I'm guessing whoever was captured has been sealed. As per who, I can't say. That's a very interesting information, but you have to remember Sasori of the Red Sands and Datara are dead, so it could take longer, but if they weren't dealing with resistance then you're right. Naruto said, stroking his chin. Well, I have an idea how to see who was captured. Alright, let's hear it, Yugito said. Stand back, Naruto said, and Yugito and Makoru back up and Naruto started weaving hand signs. Summoning jutsu, Geto statue. The Jubi's body rose up and Naruto felt 4 chakra signatures coming from the statue. Naruto looked up and saw that the lower left eye was open and staring at him. Son Goku, they captured Son Goku now. According to my info, aka Hashirama, he gave Son Goku and Kokuo to the Land of Stone. Iwa, I should have guessed, and old Oniki would be too stubborn and proud to ask for anyone's help in finding Son's Jinchuriki, Makoru said, shaking his head. Yeah, Oniki really is stubborn, but that's not important. They've captured 4 of the 9 Jinchuriki. I'll inform Bachan and ask her to call a 5-cage summit. Unfortunately, Tsunade-sama can't call a summit right now. The hidden mist is in chaos. Until they stabilize, a summit is both impossible and unadvisable. Regardless, this information must still reach Tsunade-sama, Yugito said. I'll go, you two stay here, Makoru said. Then he ran off towards the Hokage's office. Anyway, I'm going to see if Sasuke's report has come in yet. Naruto walked into the kitchen. Son Goku, Chome, Shukaku, Kokuo, it seems that Obito is doing better than we feared, but we know that he can't touch you or Yugito, so the Jubi's out of reach until they can capture you and her, but you're keeping a close eye on each other, Madara said. He's doing too well. Something needs to be done, and fast. Just then Naruto felt the kunai he gave Ino activate. Tell Tsunade that Ino and her team are in trouble and I'm going to help her, Naruto told Haku, who just walked in after him. Gotcha, I'll tell her. Haku responded. Naruto then vanished in a flash of red and black, and when he reappeared he looked and saw Kakazu, and when Naruto looked around and he saw Ino, Choji and Kakashi, who was severely wounded. Naruto, Choji said, shocked. So Kakazu, shall we dance? Naruto said. Then Naruto charged, drawing his scythe and gun by, and Kakazu started weaving hand signs. Fire style, searing migraine, Kakazu shouted, and then he exhaled a blast of fire from the red mask, but Naruto held his gun by up and changed chakra into it. Uchiha reflection. Then the fireballs rocket back at Kakazu, which Kakazu dodged with ease. You're too slow, Nine Tails, just let me capture you, Kakazu mocked. That's just a fraction of my power, allow me to show you the true power of Madara's eyes. Naruto activated his eternal Mangekyo and his Susanoo rose up and took the form of the perfect Susanoo. Kakazu started stepping back in fear, then he called back his fire and wind mask and they merged with his body. Behold my power, Nine Tails. If this is the extent of your power, then I, Naruto Senju Uchiha, will respond with my full power. Then the Susanoo rose up to its true and terrible height and power. What the hell is that? This Susanoo is destruction incarnate. Now you will die, Kakazu of the 5 hearts, and when I'm done I will finish of Hidan and burn him to ashes, Naruto said, hovering in the gem housed at the end the Susanoo's forehead. Naruto commanded his Susanoo to attack, swinging the gigantic blade, which it did. Kakazu jumped in the air only to be punched by the ethereal fist, which sent him crashing 20 feet into the ground, which created a gigantic crater. If Madara was capable of this. Kakazu coughed up a huge amount of blood. Why didn't he use it against me? What kind of adult goes full force when fighting against a mere child? Naruto asked. But how? Susanoo, crush him, Naruto commanded, and the Susanoo drew its blade, then swung down and it sliced Kakazu in half while obliterating all 3 of his hearts, and in a flash of explosive power Kakazu was dead. Naruto looked at Ino and the others as he deactivated the Susanoo and he returned to the ground. Where is Shikamaru? He lured off the other Akatsuki member into the forest, the immortal one. Ino responded, we've got help him. Naruto ran off toward where he felt his Hiroshin marker. Naruto, wait. Choji yelled, but Naruto ran off glowing yellow. Shikamaru had Hidan wrapped into a cocoon of paper bombs. Shikamaru then took out a lighter that Asuma gave him as a gift. "You cursed my master and thought that you could kill me, but now it's like a double-edged sword. Now you're a goner, because that's your grave. Jashin-sama will come and his holy smite will bring reckoning to this world and all will tremble before him." Hidan laughed like a madman. "Sorry, but that's not happening, or rather if it does you won't be around to see it." Shikamaru lit the lighter and threw it at the paper bombs and they exploded in a huge blast of fire and smoke. When the smoke cleared, Hidan was blasted apart, his limbs blown off and his head buried in the dirt. "You're dead, cocksucker. When I get out of here." "But you won't. You see, this area of the forest belongs to my clan where we can watch you for all eternity. So you'll never get away, you won't ever harm anyone ever again. Seems like you have everything under control, and here I thought I would have to use Amaterasu." Naruto's voice came from above and then he landed in the clearing. Well, Naruto, looks like you're late for the party, but what did you do to that other guy? Kakazu, was it? "I obliterated him with a single attack. It was child's play." "So what did you do?" "I vaporized his body with my Susanoo's sword. Madara's power has served me well." Naruto turned to the hole and channeled chakra into his right eye. "Amaterasu." Then he lights the entire pit on fire, cooking Hidan alive and burned him to ash, and Hidan screamed in anguish as his entire body was roasted, and in a matter of seconds he was ash. "Well, he won't be bothering us anytime soon. Let's head back to and report to Lady Tsunade." "Right." Naruto and Shikamaru dash off towards Hokage office. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.